As the new year starts, so I wish everybody lives a very prosperous year. 2024, let it be as beautiful as possible for everybody. Let's go ahead and explore Swathi, a very nice nakshatra owned by a Rakshasa. Raghu is the owner of it, but it has got a lot of beauty about in this nakshatra. So it's pronounced as Swathi. So Swathi is what it is. It's a feminine name. So it falls into the Libra, in the middle of the Libra. Because her entire four padas fall into this nakshatra. So it's a very beautiful nakshatra. It falls exactly from Kalpurusha, the 7th house. If you take Mesha as the first house, then the 7th house it falls, and indicating the partners. Okay, indicating the partners. So that's how we have to see this thing at one shot. Other characteristics that are you can see this is that this nakshatra is highly independent. Okay, highly independent, and they'll make their own ways out. It's like you allow Hanuman, so he will go and find his own way out. So you find Bhima will find his own way out. Okay, that's the kind of characters these people will be. And this is Vayu Bhagwan is the deity for this. And there are only two stories that are commonly linked with this thing. One is Hanuman and another is one. Both are Vayuputras. So, and if you look at both the Hanuman as well as Bhima, both are well educated, highly intelligent, independent, very strong, and they achieve their goals. Okay, so that's the essence of this nakshatra. Okay, so here what happens is, since it is the 7th house, so the opposite sex is what is seen here. The spouse part of it is what we have to emphasize more. We have this. If you look at the Swathi Kul Muttu, there will be an oyster, and inside that there will be a pearl. That is one of the symbols here, apart from the leafy symbol of this. So, what does it indicate? It indicates the birth of pearl. Okay, pearl is something that is generated on its own by the oyster. Yeah, so that is what it is. On self, they will make themselves. Okay, so that is the essence of this particular nakshatra. So they are very passionate. They will talk about nature. Very a bit of artistic nature they will be there. They have positive outlook for everything that they work on. They will not talk about much of negative. Okay, so they are very creative in their own ways. So you talk about Walt Disney is one of the person who falls into this nakshatra, and you see how creative it is. You can't even imagine the way he thinks, and he brought up Walt Disney as a company. So this is the kind of person. So they are very brilliant in their own. They are outgoing. They speak very well. Okay, so they are, whether you talk about Bheem or whether you talk about Hanuman, when it comes to communication, they are known to be very soft. Okay, very loyal to their lords. That's how, and they will forgiving. They will be forgiving you. Okay, so that is the kind of characteristics you point out. So very strong, at the same time very soft spoken, self-going. In fact, when you talk about matchmaking, if you find a Swathi nakshatra girl or a person, they generally don't look at anything else. They just go ahead and get it arranged for the marriage. The reason being is this particular nakshatra has got almost no negatives. So people like to get associated with this particular nakshatra. Remember, this house is what Shani gets exalted, Sun gets debilitated. So people who have children's problem will find Sun in this house, and Shani being there, being exalted, being there, it shows that there is a stability in this particular. It is a airy nakshatra, airy space, right? So they will be fast as wind. And of course, now you have to remember the Vayu Putra story. So both Hanuman as well as Bhima are Vayu Putras. So both are there involved in this. So how Hanuman was like, he didn't even know that he wanted mango. He went and thought sun is a mango. He went, and Bhima is also like that. And if you look at it, these people have tremendous amount of energy or power, but they don't know how to use it. Okay, so Hanuman actually got the curse to forget the kind of capability he has got to safeguard himself. So at the appropriate time is what he realizes that, and he jumps from India to Sri Lanka in one leap. So until such time his powers were not told to him. Okay, so he never realized it. He was there, but it was a curse that kept him out, because he was making so much of mischief when he was young that the Rishi got so fed up, and he cursed him, said, forget it until you will come to know only when it is needed. So you'll use it when. So that's how Hanuman forgets the strength. So this characteristics you will find it in Swathi Nakshatra. So these people will have the energy, they will have the capability, but until somebody or some incident comes up and opens it up, you will not, uh, they will not realize that they have such kind of capability. So they're extremely capable personalities in a nakshatra series. So when you talk about, they have very good leadership. Okay, they can take calls on their own. Very strong-willed. Once they go into a job, they'll get the job and done. They'll come back. So they excel in almost all the fields: politics, finance, in job, in journalism, public speaking. So they're very good. They move around one place to another quite easily, because that's the air's nature. Okay, so they will move from one place to another with just with no efforts. They'll be very swift in doing work. Okay, so these are certain characteristics that you can find from Swathi Nakshatra. Okay, so it's a breezy nakshatra, so you will find them always moving from one thought to another. Okay, they are like more like what you call butcher. So they will cut immediately. So that's the kind of character also you will find with them, because that's one of the characters of them. So that's why shoot, a small blade of shoot or a sword is what this symbolizes. Ruled by Ragu, so extremely forward-thinking characteristics will be there. If you notice it, what does this spouse indicate? It indicates the future generation. So Ragu also talks about future. You have to look at Rahu, you have to take in the right sense here. So you can't take Rahu as a negative in this particular nakshatra. So is the airy element, so very Swatvik in nature. Kshatriyas means they are warriors on their own, and especially they will show throat portion is what is indicated by Swathi. So west direction, mostly female is what it is. Devagana, the temperament is what we see. Devagana is. In Sanskrit, Swa means self. Swa means we do it right when Yagnam or Viswaha. I give myself. So that self is this, yeah. So they are all self-driven. So they are more linked to, as I said, to a butchery kind of a people, because when we are speaking, suddenly they will bring their topic and they will put their topic without thinking what the other people are doing. So they are like that. So they don't wait for you to stop. They will just cut in between and put their words in between. So this gives a problem with the other people doing it. So if you talk about any movie or some editor who is there, or a newspaper editor also, these people will be editing it, cutting it here, there, and putting it the way it should look like. Okay, so they're very good editors in that way. Swati, they generally get into attention deficit syndrome, things like that. But at some point of time, yeah, it is a problem, but many times it is seen as an advantage for this particular nakshatra. They help them to do different tasks. If you look at Bheem or Hanuman, at one point they will be a good cook. Bheem was a one good cook. At some point he was a good warrior. So depending on what they'll just do. Hanuman also is like that. So they were multi-facet of work area that they can work. So Swathi is such a nice nakshatra to be in. If somebody has got a Swathi nakshatra, be happy. You take Narsimha, like a Narsimha Murthy. So he's also like that, right? So he just came from the pole and he destroyed Hiranyakashyap and he destroyed the evil, and that's how Prahalada story came up. So Swati also indicates him. So it indicates Bhima, it indicates Narsimha, it indicates Raghu, it indicates Hanuman, it indicates all these characters together. So obviously, when you put all these things, Durga Ma happens to be the goddess to be followed by this particular nakshatra to achieve the goals that they're finding it difficult to achieve. Okay, so that's how we have to see. So the story, there are only a couple of stories. One is Bhima and Hanuman. This is what is I could relate to Swati. I couldn't find or I have not heard any story that more relevant to that. There were two stories. One is both for Hanuman as well as for Bhima. The father is the Vayu happens to be the father for them. So they are literally brothers and brothers, and they are like both are strong, okay, extremely strong in their own way, and we know their capabilities, both their capabilities. So, but in one of the stories, what will happen is Hanuman was asked to forget all the knowledges that he had until Rama came up, and when Ravana they had to fight over to jump the Lanka, he was given, then this what knowledge was released, and then he became the Hanuman as we know today. So, but if you look at Bhim and if you look at Hanuman, both are knowledge wise, they are very, 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 very intelligent. So, Saraswati happens to be here. Okay, Saraswati happens to be here. So, look at this nakshatra. This one nakshatra, we have, so far, whatever nakshatra we have read, out of it, this one nakshatra has got all the great good qualities. So, this nakshatra is like that. It's a very nice nakshatra to be in. So, you'll be blessed with if you are in this nakshatra. So, in one of the stories where Draupadi on the Pandavas, she wants a flower called Sugandhika, and it is there in some lake, and she asked Bhima to go get it. So Bhima, okay, I'll get it. So he goes around to get it, and he finds a monkey with its tail on the road. So Bhima says, "Get rid of your tail on my way because I have to go and get the flowers." Hanuman saying is, then Bhima says, I'm so powerful, I will do this, that. Hanuman says, lift my tail. If you're capable of lifting it, then you lift and then go. So when he tries to lift it, so Bhima tries to lift it with all his might, but what happens is he is not able to lift the tail. Then he realizes that he is not an ordinary monkey, he is something different from around it. So he asks, who are you? Because you cannot be something like that. Then Hanuman says, Bhima, I am your brother. We are sons of Vayuputra, and I just wanted to tell you that even though you are strong, you should have humility. You should not have ego that you have a very powerful and you should do this. And then Bhima realizes that his ego is the problem. So then he goes and plucks the flower and then goes and gives it to Draupadi. What is that we have to understand? These people, because all the other things are in good nature, they will get into a ego trip. So which they have to work out and they have to control their egos. That is the essence of this story for this nakshatra, because everything is nice. So you become egoistic, you have a problem with that. Okay, so you have to see to it that you don't get too egoistic about your knowledge and whatever capabilities you have in this janma. Okay, so when you want to remedies for this particular thing, so you have to pray to Rahu, because so serpent, so to get rid of this thing. So when you want to pray to Rahu, you can obviously pray to Durga also. So Shiva, anything that does not have a human head is also applicable for this deity. So Hanuman you can pray to Ganesha, you can pray to Narsimha. Okay, all these nakshatras you can go and all these deities you can go and pray. Shiva also does not have a head, right? Shiva does not have, it's only a lingam. Okay, so you can pray to that for getting rid of the negative things. So you should chant Om Him Klim Saraswati Namaha 108 times during the bad days that you are passing through. So this will help you to tide over the inauspicious effects that you might have. So colors that you wear is yellow, white color. That is the colors that you should generally wear, and to keep things brighten up. Some people can perform Ragu Shanti, Shukra Shanti, Mahalakshmi Homa can be done. It depends on how your chart is. So when you don't have a problem with all these things, you don't have to perform these homas. If you have a problem, then see to that a proper astrologer and then see if it really needed. Then you do it. Okay, so you can visit number of temples also related to this, and then you can do. The upcoming remedy, there's one more remedy, that the Sthalam which is very close to Chennai, Tateshwara temple. This is where many people go for the Swathi Nakshatra's remedy. It is prana is what is seen here. Deepika is Siddha performed here. Okay. So there's one more Siddha called Pudukadai, Jadamudi Siddhar. So he also had performed here. Not much of other than the Siddhas being there in this temple, and they have performed it. So I couldn't dig out much of the information, but this is famous for Swathi Nakshatras. It was actually Kadu means forest. Inside that place is what this temple was situated. So people go there to perform. Basically, for Swati, they go here and perform puja for the remedies. So a lot of people go there. So if you have a problem with this particular Swati Nakshatra, then you should go to this temple, especially if you have a heart problem. So you can go there and you get a lot of relief. That is what is the belief system is in this. The beauty about this one point about this temple is the Nandi that is there, the bull that is there. It does not have a nose. That means it is free. Okay, it does not have a nose. So that is the one of the features of this particular temple. Self-going. That is what you can again see from this bull also there. So now let's go into the padas. So each pada, how does it look like? Each pada comes from. I earlier also I said Swathi Swathi comes from a word called swa. Swa is self. That's what we do, right? When you do yagna, you say swaha. I give myself. Okay, so Swathi Nakshatra, first pada, the D9 will fall on Sagittarius. So the moment D9 falls there, all the goodness of the Guru Nakshatra, Guru's capabilities will fall here. So if you want a baby to be born or to be taken life, so you have to see Guru, if there is any blessings of the Guru. So you see Sagittarius first pada, automatically Guru falls there. So Swati is meant for that. Very bravery will be there. They will be very active. Okay, so they will be having good physique. So very, they will the way they talk, they will win them over. So that's the characteristics you will find from the first pada. You will find good publishers, writers, good teachers also you will find because of the guru effect, right? They travel a lot. They appreciate science. Okay, so they have a very low tolerance for people who are dishonest. Okay, so ethically they are. If somebody is very ethical, then they are the top student. They themselves also will be very ethical in nature. Okay, with them. This is what is first pada. So when you are talking about first pada, you have to take all these characters and then you have to put it together. Then when it comes to the second pada, it will fall on Capricorn. Capricorn is Saturn. So Saturn's capabilities will be there. So a bit of untruthfulness will be there. They'll be very handsome. A bit of labor kind of attitude will be there because there, if you look at it at Capricorn, Mars will get exalted. So they will have that kind of a labor oriented because Guru gets Nicham there. So they will have that kind of a labor kind of attitude will be there with them. A bit of stingy as Shani's effect will be there. So they are very disciplined. Shani is very disciplined, right? So disciplined. So what is what they will do that. So anything that they do will be very with the proof, with the what you call solid. It will be very solid the way they do the work. You can't find anything wrong in the way they do the deals and other things. So a bit self-centered people. So you have to take care of. If he is self-centered, that means he will overtake you for his own benefits. So you need to keep a check on them. Okay. So they might reside to unethical business practices because of the Saturn's to earn a bit more. Okay, so because the resources will be less, so what he will do is he will try to go and do this kind of. So when it comes to Swati second pada, I am not saying they are bad, but they might have this kind of a character. So once you have this kind of character, then you be a bit aware of it and then you deal with them accordingly. Okay. So then it comes to Aquarius. So this nakshatra, they have a capability of increasing their enemy circle. So they will go and do certain things which will get into trouble. Okay, so they might think always thinking, but generally useless thinking is what they do. They're gentle, technically they will be very good, skilled. They will be talking about latest technology, dealing with science related businesses, computers, online robotics. No, these are things that they will talk about. They can do business and all those things they will do. Okay, but they will do some stupid things. Okay, so that will be there in the third padas of it. So they gain through welfare reforms and that thing all they will gain. So they will form partners to achieve goals because they cannot do it. So they will go through somebody else and then achieve their goals. Okay, so that is what is you can see from the third pada. When it comes to the fourth pada, they are very prominent individual because it is again Guru's nakshatra comes in and a bit hot tempered. So very teachers in this thing will be very respectfully. We will respect the teachers because of their knowledge, the wealth of knowledge they have. Now, when I'm saying wealth of knowledge, then obviously we'll say Lakshmi Kadaksham. Okay, so when we talk about Lakshmi Kadaksham, You cannot talk about only about the materialistic money value. Okay, the Lakshmi comes from different format. Okay, so there are 8 forms that we know. There are actually 18 other forms. The 8 forms is Dhan Lakshmi, Dhyana Lakshmi, Jairi Lakshmi, Vijay Lakshmi, Santan Lakshmi. Like that, there are 8 Lakshmis. Okay, so this is all put together is what is it? Not only money, but in these days we are only running behind money. Okay, so it's only all this thing put together is what is Lakshmi. So that will be very good with these people. Okay, Lakshmi Kadaksham will be there. They work with art. They can do very good marketing skills are very good for them. Hardworking. They are all, as Nakshatra says, they are self-oriented. They know how to do the things. So they also will have a sacrificial nature. So they might sacrifice their thing for the others. Okay, they might suppress their own needs and they might sacrifice that for the others' benefit. So most of them they will have their wives or spouses away from their place, far away from there. So when they say foreign land, it is away. You cannot say foreign land means it has to be abroad. Foreign land away quite a distance where you cannot travel quite often. So that is what is foreign land. So that is what you have to talk about. So what we have is Swathi, and we saw the whole thing about Swathi, how nice this nakshatra, except a few difficulties where uh, ego is one major thing which we have to control. Other than that, the Swathi nakshatra has got almost all the benefits. If there is a negative effect, there are a few temples and few things to be done. If you want anything specific to be known about this nakshatra, do comment. I will try to add my value there. Okay. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye bye.